everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another designer handbag dupes video for you guys, and today's focus will be on Dior handbags specifically, and I do have, I believe, 3 other videos talking about a similar topic on my channel. So there's one for Louis Vuitton, one for Saint Laurent, and one for Hermes. So I'll leave the playlist with all of these dupe videos up here if you're interested. So this video is going to be specifically about Dior, and I personally do love Dior as a brand, but I do also think that there are more affordable options that look quite similar to Dior handbags. So that's going to be the focus of this video, and the dupes that I'm going to be talking about are not really direct copies of the Dior bags. They're very similar options that are great alternatives from contemporary designers, and for the most part everything is under $1,000. There are a few exceptions, but yes, for the most part everything is under $1,000, and the majority of them are even under $500. So definitely a big difference to the $3,000 plus price tag of Dior handbags. So let's get into this video. So let's start off with the 30-month handbag, which is $3,550 US for either the oblique or box leather versions, or if you want the matte one, that is $3,900 US. So definitely a good chunk of money, and I really love the look of this bag. I really like that CD logo at the front, and this bag does come in so many different colors, which I will admit you won't be able to get in the dupe of this bag, but the dupe is definitely so similar looking, and of course a fraction of the price. And this dupe is from Coach, and it is their Alley shoulder bag, and I'm going to show a side-by-side comparison of the 30 Montana in the oblique canvas as well as the Alley bag in the signature Coach canvas, and you're going to see that the two bags really look so similar. The only differences are of course the monogram on the canvas as well as the opening for the flap. The Dior one, of course, has that CD logo, and the one from Coach has their horse and carriage kind of logo on it instead. But aside from that, the design of the two bags really looks so similar. The ones in leather don't really look quite as similar because it doesn't have that kind of stripe down the center of the front of the bag, but it still has a very similar shape to the Dior 30-month handbag. So at a much lower price, I definitely think that this is a great dupe. And another thing that is great about the Coach Alley shoulder bag is it does come in 2 sizes. So there is the larger one, which is $595 US. That is pretty comparable in size to the 30-month handbag. And then there is the smaller one for $495 US that I would say is probably comparable to the 30-month hand box bag. So Dior does have a smaller version of the 30-month handbag that is similar in design, but it is more of a rigid box shape. And one of the things that I always wish that Dior would do is to come out with their 30-month handbag in a smaller size that wasn't the box style, because that one just was really heavy, and also of course, like I mentioned, it was too rigid for my liking. So I really like that Coach offers the 2 size options, and personally I am really considering getting the smaller of the 2. And next is the Bobby bag, and this bag is a fairly new release from Dior. I believe it came out around July or August, and it is available in 3 sizes. So there is the small size for $3,250 US, the medium size is $3,550, and the largest size is $4,100. And all 3 sizes come with a detachable shoulder strap. The 2 smaller sizes come with a leather shoulder strap, and the largest size has a wider canvas strap instead that does give it a kind of edgier and trendier type of look. And honestly, this bag is a pretty standard shape for bags. It is very typical of brands to come out with a similar saddle shaped bag, although Dior does have their saddle bag, which is a totally different shape, so it can get a little bit confusing. So this Bobby bag, I would say the most unique thing that sets it apart from the other saddle bags on the market is the kind of belt buckle detail at the front of the bag. So while I can find so many dupes for the bobby bag easily from much more affordable brands, I really wanted to find a dupe that still had that type of buckle detail for you guys. And the closest dupe I found for the bobby bag is the Longchamp 1980 crossbody bag. And yeah, they really look so similar, right? So the great thing about both the Longchamp as well as the Dior bag is that the belt buckle detail is only for show. There's actually a magnet underneath there so you can easily open and close your bag without having to fiddle with that buckle every single time. The Longchamp bag does only come in 2 sizes as opposed to the 3 from Dior. So the larger of the 2 Longchamp bags, which is what they call their small size, is pretty similar to the size of the medium bobby bag, and then the smaller one, which is their extra small size, is quite comparable to the small bobby. So if you're looking for a dupe for the larger size with the canvas strap, unfortunately, that is a little bit harder to find. There are options that do have a canvas strap, but aside from that, I don't think that the overall shape of the bag itself is too similar. So I didn't want to mention it because it's basically like any saddlebag you can find on the market. So the Longchamp bag does cost $460 for their small size, and then the extra small is $365. And these prices are only for the ones that they offer in their black leather. So they do have a couple that are kind of like croc embossed, or it looks like python. So those cost a little bit more. And unfortunately, the Longchamp bags don't have quite as many colors and options as the Dior bobby bag, but if you find one that you like, I definitely think that it is a good choice. There are a few differences with the 2 bags though. The Dior bag does come with the detachable shoulder strap that is adjustable, but the Longchamp one, although it is adjustable, it's not detachable. And the Longchamp bag also doesn't come with the back slip pocket, but aside from that, they really do look so similar. Now I want to talk about a bag from Dior that I personally own and just purchased this year, and it is my beautiful Dior book tote. So I really love this bag, but I have mentioned in my recent video about my best and worst luxury purchases of 2020 that this is a lot of money for a canvas bag. This is over $3,000 now, I believe. So although I do love this bag, it is a very simple shape. There's no pockets or anything on the inside. So I do think there are, of course, cheaper options to the Dior book tote if you don't want to spend that amount of money. So I know that a lot of people have mentioned the Marc Jacobs Traveler tote as a great dupe for the Dior book tote. Personally, while I think that that is a great affordable option for a canvas tote bag, it doesn't quite remind me of the book tote. Actually, it reminds me more of the Chanel Deauville tote. So keep that in mind. That's just me throwing an extra little dupe in there for you guys. But I still wanted to mention the Marc Jacobs tote because that is under $200. The largest size is $195 US. The medium is $175, and the smallest one is $150. And if you get either the smallest or the medium sizes, you also get a crossbody strap with it, which makes the bag so much more functional in my opinion, because for my Dior book tote, I actually think that these handles are not quite long enough to wear comfortably over my shoulder. So this bag is strictly a handheld bag for me. So yes, definitely the Marc Jacobs Traveler tote is a great affordable canvas tote option, but the bag that I really want to talk about as a dupe for the Dior book tote is from Tory Burch, and it is their Ella tote. So this bag does come in so many different patterns and materials similar to the Dior book tote. So for the book tote, they've expanded from just canvas offerings to a leather option. They have velvet, there's like this perforated looking version also. And similarly with the Tory Burch Ella tote, you can get it in nylon, satin, canvas, as well as this quirky shearling version also. And because the tote does come in a variety of different patterns and materials, it does have that kind of playful characteristic that I think the book tote also has. So yeah, because of that, I do think that it is a great dupe. Not to mention that the book tote does have a bit more structure than a lot of other tote bags have. And judging from the photos of the Ella tote that I've seen, and I've also seen it in stores in person before, it does have a similar type of structure to it, although I suspect that the book tote is still a tiny bit more structured than the Tory Burch tote is. And the Tory Burch Ella tote does come in 3 sizes, similar to the 3 that you can find for the book tote. The book tote does also come in this vertical shape now, but that is a little bit different than the ones that first came out from Dior. So yeah, they are very comparable in that aspect also. And the Tory Burch Ella tote does cost under $200 if you get it in nylon, and the shearling version is definitely the most expensive, but even that is still under $1,000. So great choice if you don't want to spend close to $3,000 on the Dior book tote. And for the last dupe, I of course want to talk about my favorite bag from Dior, which is the Lady Dior bag. And I have mine in the medium size in the ultra matte version. So this specific bag would cost $5,100 now, and even the mini size is close to $4,000, so definitely a good chunk of money. But I actually had quite a bit of trouble finding a dupe for this bag, because even though this doesn't seem like the most unique of designs, it actually is really hard to find something that kind of has a similar look to this without being what I would consider basically a copy of the Lady Dior. So because the handles are kind of a unique type of shape and look, it was really hard for me to find a dupe for this bag. But what I found was this bag from Coach that I believe is being discontinued now. There still are a few of them available on their website, but maybe you can still find it in the outlets, or you can look for one on the pre-loved market. So I figured I would mention it in this video, and it is their Rogue bag. So that bag is available in 2 sizes, and there's also kind of like a briefcase type of size too, which is a lot bigger. So the smaller of the 2 is pretty similar in size to the medium Lady Dior, and then the larger one is kind of similar to the large Lady Dior, but I would say it's slightly smaller judging from the dimensions. So this bag, in ways, it doesn't look that similar, but sometimes when you look at it in certain angles, it definitely looks very similar. I showed a photo of it in an exotic leather to my husband, and he thought it was the Lady Dior. So yeah, there's that. So the Rogue bag from Coach, I would say, has a lot more going on with it than the Lady Dior does. The Lady Dior is kind of simple. It is classic, even though it is simple, and the only thing that kind of makes it a little bit more eye-catching, I would say, is the quilting on it. The Coach bag doesn't have the quilting, but it does have these very prominent zippers that goes along the sides of the bag, and you also have these 2 straps that are longer, so you can wear the bag over your shoulder, whereas the Lady Dior, those top handles make it a handheld bag. You do also have the crossbody strap with the Lady Dior, and similarly with the Coach bag, I believe you can double up those 2 shoulder straps to make it a crossbody strap if you wanted to. So there are many ways you can use this Coach bag, and if you are able to find it either at the outlets or pre-loved, the prices are definitely going to be much better than the Lady Dior, especially if you're thinking of selling the Lady Dior in the future. It kind of is a known fact that Lady Diors don't have the best resale value, so in a case like that, it definitely is worth considering going with an affordable alternative instead. And with the Rogue bag from Coach, I was looking on their website and there isn't that many options available anymore. There are some that have like an ostrich leather or croc leather handle and that type of thing, and those cost over $1,000 US. There are also some that are in collaboration with Disney, for example, and those are also a little bit more expensive than I assume their normal leather ones would be. So definitely check out the pictures and everything on the Coach website, but if you're really interested in the bag, I would say to see if they have it at the outlets or check on the pre-loved market for them. And yeah, even though it's not as readily available as every other dupe that I mentioned in this video, I still wanted to include it because I do know that a lot of people love the Lady Dior just like I do. So that is it for this Dior handbag dupes video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. As you may have noticed, I didn't mention any dupes for the Dior saddlebag because in my opinion, the saddlebag has such a unique shape to it that it was impossible for me to find any alternatives for you guys without basically suggesting bags that were direct copies of the saddlebag. So apologies if you were looking for an alternative to the saddlebag. I just didn't want to mention anything that I found kind of sketchy and could potentially be viewed as a fake or counterfeit. And this kind of leads me into a question that I have for you guys. When is a bag a dupe or an alternative, as I would like to call it, for a different handbag? And when does it cross the line and become a copy or a fake version of a popular handbag, for example? I am trying to make a Chanel version of this dupes video, but one of the challenges I have is that, in my opinion, what makes a Chanel bag is the quilting on it. Aside from the Deauville, like I mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, but aside from that, what makes a Chanel bag is the quilting, and that also makes it really hard to find a dupe for any Chanel bag without them kind of verging on being copies. So yeah, I wanted to know your thoughts on this question or topic. So let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, definitely do consider subscribing for new videos every single Thursday. And I'll leave 2 videos up on the screen for you to watch next. So I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.